So today I am in Lonsdale, Minnesota. That's about 51 miles from Red Wing. So if you hopped on 19, you'd drive through Cannon Falls. Remember, we made some videos together there. You'd drive through Northfield. We made some there. And then you would wind up in Lonsdale. And I'm standing out in front of the library. This is actually a senior living center building where seniors live. And I think it's the coolest thing because that's where the public library is. So seniors can just pick a book. So I'm gonna head in there. I'm still doing a little bit of research and we'll catch up to you there. So today I'm dropping Diane off at a quilt store. Quilt by the Hearth, that's heart. Quilt by the Heart, quilting by the heart. So the town is right here. And we're gonna check out the town before we go over by where the depot. So before we get started, we're going back to 1902. About 4 miles from here was a little town, I want to say Vesely, and I'm sorry if I butchered it. I'll put the name up here so you can see, and maybe someone can come up with the right pronunciation. But getting back to it, in 1902, the Milwaukee Road came through. Now that was the Chicago, Milwaukee, and St. Paul at that time that was coming into this area. And they offered this town, Vesely, a chance to get a spur to their town off of this main line, and they'd have to pay for it. Well, they didn't want to pay for it, so they refused it. So as the railroad was being built here, all of a sudden people are moving from that town over here. There was land plotted, and the town of Lonsdale kind of sprang up overnight. And from 1902 to 1903, boom, Lonsdale's here. That's a pretty cool story, and I've seen some pretty old photographs and that sort of thing, like 5-10 years after the railroad came in. You've got a whole booming town over here, and this town, you know, it's a railroad town, so you know it grew with the railroad. And the other town, still here, but a lot smaller than it probably would have been if it had paid for the spur. So we're going to walk through Lonsdale here just a little bit. I got some pictures of buildings that brings us back into time, you know, get us into that mode. And then afterwards, we'll go up and see if I can show you where the depot was. Okay, real quick, look at the building on the left with the reverse gable on top. That's our view right there. So that street view has to be between 1903, when this town came about, and 1910. I don't see any cars on the street, and the first car in Lonsdale came into town in 1911. That's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you another building in town. So this is Route 19 and Main Street. So lots of traffic here, but I'm going to hone in on this building and try and get the exact picture. I think that's going to be pretty close right there. Okay, you ready? I'm going to put up two. One's under construction and one's after it's opening up. And I was told that this was once a municipal liquor store at one time. Right there. So they've got a veterans park here, and this is right on the corner of Main Street and Railway Street. Yeah, this is kind of a cool looking place over here. But this is what I wanted to show you. Okay, check out this building. Okay. Now, I can't date this. I want to say circa 1915, but I'm not positive. And remember, the first car came into town in 1911. So I don't know. If you guys can date this car better than I can, go ahead. But I'm going to say about 1915. Right there. Let's see if I can get in closer. Okay, let's see, it's right there. So that's where we just were. And over there where you see those elevators, that's where we're going to wind up, because that is where the depot was when it was here. Here she comes. She must have found what she wanted. I took too long. I'm on my way back. She's coming up here to find me. So there's her stash. These are called fat quarters, but I don't get it because they just don't look that fat to me. But that's what she got in there. That's my little happy quilter. So I'm across 19 on Railroad Street, and you see that clump of trees right there? That's where I believe the railroad bed would have been going down. And I'm going to follow it just a little ways. I know it's going to come away from this road, but you know, now there's houses back there too, so that's probably all been disrupted. But I want to say right about in there, right in there is probably where that rail bed is. So I drove a little further up the road, and you see where these pine trees are? I know it looks all out of place and low and everything, but that has to be the rail bed down in there. And I'm just gonna pan around. There's a car coming. And right there. You see that knoll there? Then there's a ravine. That knoll I followed on the map. That knoll is the railroad bed, and I'm going to put up a map right now so you can see where I'm at. I'm not going to walk down in there, but that's the rail bed, that little white knoll you see in the middle. So that's where I was on that road just now. I'm back on Railroad Avenue. And now I'm just down a little ways, and here you go. That's your rail bed out there. See it? It's going out that way. That's definitely rail bed. Okay, I'm a little bit further down the road, and it was coming across the field and making a turn, and I'm thinking that's rail bed. Look at the mound, and then it just cut right off, and here we've got farmer's field. So I think somewhere here it's going to cross this road, probably running parallel with it. Let me just walk. So I'm going to bet a dime to a dollar this is a railroad bed. I mean, it's where it should be. Goes out there, and then it's going to turn, and it's erased on that other side by the other farmer's field, but this sure looks like railroad bed, and I'm going to bet it is. So don't get all excited just yet. Now, this isn't the depot. The depot was actually moved, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But this building here, after the depot was moved, in 1985, this building was built, and it was first used as a municipal liquor store. And then the Whistle Stop came in, the Whistle Stop Bar and Grill, and now it is the Rail 19 Bar and Grill. So Diane and I are going to have lunch here, and then we'll come back out and I'll place some more photos. And this is in the same footprint as the depot. So I just walked in the door, and what do you think is on the wall here? Is that cool? So what kind of conversation do you think we're having right now?
Well, I'm thinking about the fat quarters that I just bought, and they're so pretty, and I have to cut into them, but I don't want to cut into them. They're so pretty.
And I'm thinking about how cool this place is. So Diane's got a
BLT.
BLT. And naturally I have a burger. How's that, huh? Look at those.
That looks
Fries.
beautiful.
I know, it does. Check out all Diane's bacon on that BLT. That's my burger. So I am on 2nd Avenue Northwest and Railroad Street. Give you a little view. And we just came out of Rail 19 Bar and Grill, and was that food ever great? I gotta tell you. One heck of a hamburger. So I've told you a little bit about this town, and I've told you a little bit about the depot, this building that's in front of us. It's not the original depot. I told you that. And the thing is that it's in the exact footprint that the depot was. So I'm going to set up a couple of pictures here. I have to get a little closer, but I don't want to get run over. So we're going to do this real quick. I'm going to just take it from here and call it good. And here's one of the old pictures of the depot right there. Right there. Now these elevators go way back. I don't have a date on them, but they're in a lot of the old photos, so I'm thinking these elevators are a good 100 years old or better. And they're of the type that would have been a wood structure and covered with tin. Just awesome history that they survived. There's another one over there. We'll walk down and take a look at it in a minute, but I wanted to get out here. This is our railroad bed. So, looking in this direction, our main line would be on the left, and our siding would have been right alongside these elevators, so that building, that brown building, wouldn't have been there back in the day. And I'll just pan around here. This is the same thing here. This is our main line now. and our siding was over there on that side. So that's our railroad going out that way, right out that way. Okay, so this is the last picture I have now. Railroad tracks are out here in front of me, remember? Okay, and that is the depot right there. This is just awesome, isn't it? That building there is a good example of what I'm talking about. You can see the end of it is still wood, yet the side is a metal clad. That's what I think both of these elevators are. If I can find dates on these, I will, and plug them in. Otherwise, if you know the dates, let me know in the comments. It's just awesome history. I love all of this. It's awesome. So if you noticed, I've been wearing these glasses, except for these are the ones that get tinted outside and they get clear inside. And outside, I'm trying to look at the camera. I can't even see the camera, let alone what's on the screen. So I wound up just having to disband these things and give them to Diane to put in the truck. But I wanted to take a minute here to talk about Dan West's website, Past and Present Minnesota Railroad Stations. West 2K, that's all I have to think about is West 2K. And I'll have that in my description. That's how to get to his website. And he has a phenomenal website there that lists all the counties in the whole state of Minnesota. And he collects all the pictures he can find from the depots and information about the depots. And he's building this massive resource site for people to go to. So make sure you go and look at his website. And I am going to put up just a couple of small screenshots of it. The first one is his main page, when you look at his main page. And then scroll down and you can make some donations. And it's Christmas, okay? It's Christmas, guys. It really is. And I never ask for anything for myself, but I'm going to ask you now, if you want to give me something for Christmas, donate to his website, please, so we can keep it going without any ads on it or anything, and keep it forever. It's just an awesome site. And then I'm going to go to his thanks page, and I'm going to show you his thanks page, and you're going to see my name there. And I'm just so proud of that, because I do a lot of research, you know, and try to get as accurate as I can. And I've shared some things with Dan, and he's shared some things with me, and then he put me up there, and boy, I'm just happy that he recognizes my hard work, and it just makes me feel really good. I think we've come to the end of this video. I have to add one more thing though. The two last pictures you saw of this depot came from Dan's website. And I have to thank him for giving me the permission to take his pictures whenever I can't find something on my own. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do this. So Dan, if you're watching, Merry Christmas. And I'll see all you guys on my next one. God bless you all, and stay safe.